Okay, good morning again, everyone. So today we're going to discuss about acute respiratory distress syndrome. Yeah. So ano nga ba talaga ang ARDS? Ano po? So let's first define ARDS or acute respiratory distress syndrome. It occurs when the lung swells or the lung swelling causes fluid to build up in the tiny elastic sacs in the lungs. This is a definition by Mayo Clinic. Ano po? Actually, acute respiratory distress syndrome was very common, to come across during the time of COVID-19. Naalala niyo yon? Oo. Ayan. Bakit? Ano bang nangyayari sa lungs natin? During the time or during ARDS, there is acute diffuse alveolar inflammation. Ano po? Ano bang nangyayari sa ARDS? Ayan. There is, ano yan? Ito ko na lang isusulat. Acute diffuse alveolar inflammation. And of course, since there is inflammation, there will be subsequent damage. Oo. Kumbaga, kung last time ang napag-usapan natin sa acute respiratory failure, hindi siya nakakahinga, oo, 'di ba meron siyang different causes or different categories. Ito, ang ARDS, the main problem is within the alveoli. Amo po. Ayan. And of course, ARDS is life-threatening. This is life-threatening. Nakakamatay po kapag hindi naagapan. Bakit? Because itong inflammation na ito, this one damages the lung tissue. Ano po? Anong mga tissues yun? Of course, you have your, saan ko ba yan? Isusulat. Kapag na-damage po yung lung tissue natin, the lung tissue, kasama na dyan ang ating alveoli, and of course, the capillaries that are very important in our gas exchange. 'Di ba? So kapag nagkaroon ng damages doon, of course, we will expect what? Yan. Kapag nagka-damage doon, we will expect diffuse pulmonary infiltrates. And since alveoli and capillaries are involved, remember that they are the ones that are responsible for our gas exchange. Kapag na-compromise ang gas exchange, magkakaroon ng hypoxemia ang pasyente. And of course, all throughout that process, we will be having heavy non-compliant and stiff lungs. Ayan. Yan po ang nangyayari sa acute respiratory distress syndrome. So, naintindihan po ba? Hindi gaano? Ayan. So, later we will delve deeper into the topic. Amo po? So, let's first discuss kung ano ba talaga, saan ba nanggaling ang ARDS? Ano po? Actually, ARDS is, di ba, of course, kaya nga, di ba, acute respiratory distress syndrome because it is acute in origin. Acute in origin. Oo, biglaan siyang nagkakaroon or ang isang tao is biglang nagkakaroon ng ganitong sakit. Ano po? It is first described in 1967. Oo. However, lately lang po, only in 2012 was Berlin. Ano po? Or someone gave the exact criteria of ARD. So ano yon? We have the Berlin definition. Berlin definition, kailan siya na ilathala? Only in 2012. So very recent lang. Ano po? So according to the Berlin definition, para po ma-classify or para ma-identify na acute respiratory distress syndrome ang nararamdaman ng isang pasyente, kailangan niyang mapunan lahat ng mga criteria na ito. Ano po? So, what are those criteria? First, it should be acute in onset. Ano po? Acute in onset, biglaan, it should be what? Ano po? It should be less than 1 week. Less than 1 week from the onset of the disease or onset of the clinical manifestations. Kasi of course, if it's more than 1 week, hindi na siya acute, di ba? Chronic na ang tawag natin dyan. Then, there should be diffuse bilateral infiltrates or radiographic opacities during X-ray or in the X-ray result. Ano po? Then, and because of that, maano natin na there is evident pulmonary edema. Ano po? Then, yung number 3, the pulmonary edema must exclude cardiogenic pulmonary edema and fluid overload as causes. Ayan. So, ibig sabihin, the main reason kung bakit nagkaroon ng opacities and pulmonary edema ang pasyente, it's not because of the heart and also not because of fluid overload. Ano po? Yeah. Then, of course, number 4, the PF ratio. Ayan, PF ratio means the partial arterial oxygen and the FiO2, this is the inspired fractional oxygen of the person is less than 300 millimeter mercury. Ano po? And it's also 5 centimeter water of PEP, CPAP, or EPAP in place. Ano po? So, ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng PEP? PEP stands for positive end expiratory pressure. Ayan. Masasabi natin safe siya kapag ang PEP is within the normal range of 5 to 8 centimeter. 5 to 8 centimeter water. Oo. Ano naman ang CPAP? CPAP, on the other hand, means continuous positive airway pressure. Ayan. So, actually, CPAP is being used for those people suffering from sleep apnea. Ano po? Bakit? Because it keeps the airway open while you sleep. 'Di ba? Ang problema kasi sa mga taong may sleep apnea, nakakalimutan nilang huminga o kapag natutulog sila. So, pwede nilang yung ikamatay. Ano pa? So, then, ano pa? EPAP. EPAP naman, on the other hand, means expiratory, expiratory positive airway pressure. Ayan. This is an alternative to CPAP machines. Kapag walang available na CPAP, EPAP po ang ipinapagamit natin. Okay? So, what is the prognosis usually? Ano po? Because according to studies, this ARDS is present in as many as 1/4 intubated patients. Ano po? Ayan. And amongst all of those, the mortality rate is 30 to 40%. Mataas. Ano po ibig sabihin? Oo, sa apat na intubated na patient, isa doon ang may ARDS. And amongst all of those people na may ARDS, the mortality rate is 30 to 40%. Ano po? Depende kasi yan guys sa severity or gaano ba kalala yung ARDS. Siyempre, the more severe the ARDS, the higher the mortality chances, di ba? Ayan. Kapag sinabi nating mild ARDS, ayan, it means that the PF ratio is only between 200 to 300 millimeter mercury. Ano po? Ayan. So, kapag ganito daw, ang mortality rate ng isang tao is only 27%. Ano po? Kasi mild ARDS lang naman eh. Kapag moderate daw, it means that the PF ratio is between 100 to 200 millimeter mercury. Ayan. Kapag ganito naman daw, ang mortality rate ng isang taong may ARDS is nasa 32%. Hala, mas mataas. Mas malala or mas mataas kapag severe. Because kapag severe ang classification ng ARDS ng isang pasyente, ang PF ratio niya is less than 100 millimeter mercury. And kapag ganito, according to studies, di ba dito 40% lang? But if in severe cases, the mortality rate is 45%. Ayan. So, the more severe, the higher the mortality rate. Diba? So, ano ba kasi ang nangyayari sa ARDS? Oo. Remember the normal setup of our alveoli and capillaries, di ba? Kung mapapansin nyo, in this illustration, you have the alveoli. Of course, in the alveoli, you have your pulmonary arteries, pulmonary veins, and in between them, lodged directly next to the alveolar membrane is, of course, the capillaries of our blood vessels. Diba? Oo. So, kung mapapansin nyo, this is the capillaries, or this is the capillary surrounding the alveolar sac. And this alveolar sac has an intact membrane, intact vascular membrane as well. Tapos, walang edema sa interstitial spaces. We have what? We have here, ano yan, type 1 pneumocytes. Type 1 pneumocytes. And itong cuboidal cell na ito, this is type 2. Type 2 pneumocytes. So, remember that your capillaries are epithelial cells, or capillary epithelial cells are sites of diffusion. Ano po? As well as your alveolar membrane. So, it is very important. Sa ARDS kasi, meron tayong iba't ibang changes. These changes happen simultaneously, sabay-sabay. Ano po? First, we have your alveolar changes. Ibig sabihin, nagbabago po ang anatomy ng alveolar sac. Ayan. Meron din tayong tinatawag na vascular changes wherein the capillary surrounding the alveolar undergoes changes or abnormalities. And then, because of that, the pulmonary, there will be an intrapulmonary shunt. Ano po? Bakit? There will be now good perfusion coming from the capillaries but without proper gas exchange. Kasi nga, di ba, remember, yung mga, itong mga walls, ayan, alveolar walls and capillary walls natin or membranes are already damaged. So, isa-isahin natin yan. Ano po? Let's first talk about alveolar changes. Yan. Alveolar changes. So, nangyayari ito whenever there is a presence of inflammation or damage to the alveolar cells. So, kapag nagkaroon ng damage sa alveolar cells natin, anong mangyayari? There will be increase in membrane permeability. Yan. And there is a presence of cellular death. Ang tawag natin doon is apoptosis. Oh. So, naaalala nyo ba yung functions ng type 1 and type 2 pneumocytes natin? Ayan. Sabihin na natin there is death because of the damage of the alveolar cells. There is death. Death of, alisin na nga natin to. Para mas madami tayong space. So, death of, simulan natin sa type 2. Death of type 2 pneumocytes, remember, it will cause what? It will cause decreased surfactants. Within the alveoli, and subsequently, kapag bumaba po ang level of lung surfactant natin, there will be an increased risk of alveolar collapse. Yan. Diba? That is what will happen if there will be death of type 2 pneumocytes. How about the death of type 1 pneumocytes? Type 1. Kapag nangyari yun, remember, di ba, yung type 1 pneumocytes natin, or type 2 pneumocytes, siya ang responsable sa production ng lung surfactant. Si type 1 naman, these are epithelial cells that are responsible with, ano yan, with the diffusion of the gases. Ano po? And at the same time, it is the one that is responsible in the permeability of the alveolus. Ano po? Siya ang talagang mismong barrier na naghihiwalay sa alveolar sac and the interstitial space. So kapag nangyari yon, death of type 1 pneumocytes will increase the membrane permeability. So kapag nag-increase po, ibig sabihin ito, kapag namatay yan sila, kapag namatay yan sila, decrease lung surfactant and increase membrane permeability. So kapag nag-increase ang membrane permeability, it will what? It will now allow fluids, fluids to move, inside the alveolus. So, ibig sabihin, magkakaroon na ngayon ng fluid din Oo. Magkakaroon na ngayon ng fluid dito. Bakit? Pumunta sila sa loob. Kasi, mas permeable na ngayon yung natin. Saan galing yung fluid? It will be fluid coming from the capillaries. Ano po? Ayan. So, remember that cell death will trigger our what? It will trigger our immune system. Ano po? So, kapag na-trigger ang immune system natin, the death of these, pasensya na kayo sa sa linya. The death of type 2 and the death of type 1, it will lead to what? It will lead to build up of cellular debris. Cellular debris. And kapag nangyari yun, remember that syempre, cellular debris, madami na dyan, mga cellular debris. Tapos may pumasok pa na fluids. Kapag nangyari yon, kapag nagkaroon ng the presence of cellular debris, tapos alveolar collapse, alveolar collapse, and increased fluids, increased fluids, inside the alveolus, it will all result in less surface area for gas exchange. Diba? Kasi diba, look at this scenario. Ganyan po magiging itsura ng ating alveolar sac. And of course, kung may fluids na dyan, tapos sira-sira na yung mga membrane, hindi na ngayon magkakaroon ng proper diffusion of oxygen and carbon dioxide between the alveolus and the capillary. So, ano nang mangyayari sa atin? Kapag less surface area for gas exchange, it will result to what? Hypoxemia. Hypoxemia. So, that is what happens in the ARDS, because of alveolar changes. Ano po? So, how about capillary changes? The capillary changes po. So, yan, capillary changes. Ang may problema naman ngayon is the blood vessel. Ano po? Surrounding the alveolus, which is your capillaries. So, again, there will be inflammation. Ayan, or the presence of inflammatory markers. O, ano yung mga inflammatory markers na yon? You have your cytokines and endotoxins. Yan. So, all of this tends to damage, damage the capillary endothelial cells. So, this time, hindi po yung alveoli natin ang may problema. Ano po? Ang may problema ngayon is the capillaries in surrounding our alveolus or alveoli. So, kapag na-damage ang capillary endothelial cells, again, same with the alveolus, ano po, it will result to increased permeability. Ayan, of the capillaries. Kapag nangyari yon, remember that because of the inflammation and the damage in the capillaries, ayan, and also, syempre, because of the increased permeability, the white blood cells now of our immune system will migrate, ayan, to the alveoli. Ayan. Kasi nga, may problema dito. Ayan, sasabihin niyan, para yan silang mga pulis, bombero, lahat na. Oo. Yung mga militar natin sa sa loob ng katawan. Our immune system, our defenders. Ayan. Oo. Sasabihin nila, there is inflammation dito. O pumunta kayo dito. So, the white blood cells now, or our immune cells, will migrate to the alveoli. So, aside from that, because of the increased permeability of capillaries, fluid now can leave. Can leave the vascular space, or the vasculature, which is the capillaries, and go to the interstitial space. Ayan. Asan nga ulit ang interstitial space? This is the space in between the alveolar wall and or the alveolar membrane and the capillary membrane. Ano po? Ayan. Ito pong espasyo na ito, saan na yun? I-erase muna natin. Ayan. Itong puting espasyo pong ito, that is hello? Itong space na pong ito, itong white space na ito, this is the interstitial space. Ayan. So, kapag nangyari yon, the presence of water or fluid within the interstitial space, it will cause now for the interstitial space to be larger. Ano po? larger interstitial space. Ayan. Then it will cause what? It will increase pressure. Is pressure to the alveolus. Ayan. Then, of course, bakit? Iko-compress niya na kasi. Iko-compress niya na ngayon si alveolus. Ayan. And kapag na-compress si alveolus, ang mangyayari, there will be collapse. Ayan. O, balik tayo kay larger interstitial space. Oh, aside from that, aside from the pressure to the alveolus resulting to collapse, the patient will now have what? Kasi 'di ba makapal na yung interstitial space. So ibig sabihin mas malaki ang espasyo between the alveolus and the capillary. So ang mangyayari ngayon, the gases now will be able to diffuse harder. And because of harder diffusion or less diffusion, magkakaroon na ngayon ng hypoxemia ang pasyente natin. Ano po? Yan. Yan po ang problema sa capillary changes. How about the pulmonary vasculature changes? Ayan. So, may changes pala sa alveolus, may changes din na nangyayari sa capillaries. So, how about vascular changes? Oh, in the pulmonary vasculature changes, okay, anong nangyayari? So, remember that because of impaired gas exchange caused about by your alveolar and capillary changes, we now have increased hypoxia. Ano po? Increased hypoxia and increased hypercapnia. Oh. And because of this, ayan, it will now cause pulmonary vasoconstriction. Ibig sabihin po, lumiliit, there is narrowing of the pulmonary, of your pulmonary airways. Ano po? So, this is actually the body's natural response to hypoxia and hypercapnia. So, kapag nangyari yun, airways, sorry, it's not the airways, it's the narrowing of the blood vessels. Ano po? So, ang nangyayari ngayon, blood vessels in our pulmonary, pulmonary system. So, ang mangyayari ngayon, pag nagkaroon ng pulmonary vasoconstriction, it will now cause pulmonary hypertension. Pulmonary hypertension, and because of that, it will result to decreased cardiac output. So, yan po ang nangyayari during the pulmonary vasculature changes. Oh. So, decrease na ngayon ang cardiac output ng isang pasyente. So, ibig sabihin, kaunti na lang po ang nailalabas na dugo or napapump na dugo pabalik sa katawan ng isang tao. Oo. And it will also be what? It will also be aggravated by your intrapulmonary shunt. Your intrapulmonary shunt. Naalala niyo yung shunt natin, di ba? There is good perfusion. Ano yan? Good perfusion without gas exchange. Ayan. So, again, there will now be what? Imbalance. Ano po? We will be having our VQ mismatch. Kasi po, hindi na naman sapat yung alin, yung ventilation and perfusion natin. Ano po? And because of this intrapulmonary shunt, it will what? It will allow deoxygenated blood to return to the left side of the heart and subsequently the whole body. Ayan. So there will now again be circulation of unoxygenated blood. Oo. So yun po ang actually pinaka problema. Ano po? Because in ARDS, remember that the biggest contributor to mortality is multiple organ failure. Ano po? Multiple organ failure. Bakit? Because of ARDS or ARDS, 'di ba? Deoxygenated blood na ngayon ang magsi-circulate sa katawan ng pasyente. And remember that your organs are highly dependent to oxygen. Ano po, without oxygen, they won't be able to function properly. So kapag hindi sila nag-function properly, it is considered as an organ failure. So because of multiple organ failure, the patient will now face death. Kapag hindi siya naagapan, 'di ba? Oh. And because of because of the current situation happening in the alveoli and the surrounding tissues, the patient won't really respond to oxygen administration. Ano po, hindi siya magre-respond kasi yung alveoli niya mismo ang may problema. Ano po, 'di ba inisa-isa natin siya dito? Yung alveolar changes, ganyan, the pulmonary vascular changes. So, kahit ano pong bigay natin ng oxygen sa pasyente, hindi din naman yun maa-absorb or hindi din naman magagamit yung oxygen na yun for the gas exchange. Ano po? So, what are the causes? What are the causes of ARDS? Ano po? Actually kasi mga kaibigan, oo, ang causes ng ARDS is not just one disease. Ano po? It is madami sila. Oo. Depende po sa underlying factor. So remember, it is not just one disease. Ayan. Because ARDS, ayan, remember that ARDS is an expected response, ayan, to many etiologies. Ayan. So, we have, actually we have primary or the direct causes and secondary or indirect causes. Una nating pag-usapan yung primary causes. So, pag sinabi nating primary causes, these are what? These cause direct damage direct damage, or it caused direct inflammation. Inflammation to the alveoli. Ano yung mga yon? It can be your what? It can be your aspiration. Aspiration, bakit? Kapag na-aspirate ka, there will be what? There will be acidosis or decreased in pH. And of course, yung na-aspirate mo, there will be bacteria. That can cause inflammation doon sa alveoli mo. Next is what? Next is pulmonary contusion. Your pulmonary contusion or any trauma. Yeah. Then it can also be what? Your pneumonia. Pneumonia caused by either bacteria, fungi, ano pa? It can be viral. Diba? Then drowning. Drowning. Bakit? Sa drowning or near drowning incident, 'di ba, na-aspirate natin or pumapasok yung tubig sa loob ng lungs ng pasyente. Ano po? There is fluid within the lungs of the patient. Then, aside from drowning, we have your toxic inhalation. Your toxic inhalation. It can be because of smoke. Ayan. Or chemical fumes. Ayan. Then, it can also be because of burns. Ayan. Ayan. So, bakit? Ano po, kapag na-burn yung chest ng isang pasyente, ano po, because of the inflammatory response, ano po, it can, because of the inflammatory response of all of this na ka-jot down natin, ano po, it can lead to inflammatory changes of the capillaries. But however, it will be, ano yan, we will expect that it will only be localized within the lungs. Ano po? So next, let's talk about the secondary or the indirect causes. Ano yan? So kapag primary or direct causes, ang direct damage is sa alveoli. Ano po? Ayan. Kapag secondary or indirect causes naman, the damage, ayan, the damage is to the capillaries. Capillaries or the capillary, sorry na, the capillary membrane. Ayan. Or it can also be because of systemic inflammation. Okay, 1 second. Okay. So, ano nga ba yung mga pwedeng mag-cause ng ganito? It can be what? It can be sepsis. Sepsis is your, ano what? Presence of bacteria within your, ano yan, bloodstream. Diba? Or, it can be because of hypovolemic shock. Hypovolemic shock. Ayan. It can be acute pancreatitis. Or the presence of fat emboli. It can be trauma. Ano pa? Maybe because of excessive or massive transfusion. Ayan, blood transfusion. Or we call it TRALI. Ano po? Trolley. So, ano bang ibig sabihin ng trolley? Trolley is what? Transfusion related acute lung injury. Ayan. Nangyayari po ang trolley kapag, ano yan, kapag because of rapid onset of excessive fluids in the lungs. Ano po? Ano yan? Rapid onset of excess fluids in the lungs. Because of blood transfusion. Ano po? Oo. Siguro, the patient, this is the scenario. Maybe the patient received several bags of pack RBC or whole blood. Ayan. And because of that, the patient now suffers from ano yan, fluid overload. And yung fluid overload na yun nagmanifest sa lungs ng pasyente. So we call it TRALI or transfusion-related acute lung injury. Ano po? Then, aside from blood transfusion, we have what? DIC or disseminated intravascular coagulopathy. Ayan. So, those are the direct and indirect causes of ARDS. Ano po? So, how do we diagnose ARDS? Ano po? Paano natin malalaman na ang pasyente is, ano yan, na merong ARDS, 'di ba? Kanina binigyan natin kayo ng ano yung Berlin definition. But how do we know or how do we identify if the Berlin definition is there? Of course, we will be taking the history of the patient. History and physical exam. Kaya nga, mag-change lang ako ng internet connection. Okay. Let's okay. Pasensya na, nawalan kasi ng internet or nawalan kasi ng kuryente kanina kaya I needed to connect my tablet to the mobile phone. Ayan, so balik tayo. The history and physical exam. Ano po? Wait lang, i-check ko nga, baka wala na naman akong shared screen. Meron ba akong shared screen, please? Okay. So, ongoing pa yung share screen ko. Sige. So, in the history and physical exam, of course, while talking with the patient, we will be able to know if the patient is with deteriorating. Ang sulat ko. Yan. With deteriorating respiratory status. Ayan. Then, again, afterwards, syempre, di ba, magko-comply tayo sa Berlin definition. There will be presence of acute onset. Di ba? After the initial insult. And ano nga ba yung underlying cause? Oo. Ano yung nagkausa kung bakit nagkaroon ng ARDS ang pasyente? Actually, the most common, yan, gyan natin ng star. The most common is pneumonia and sepsis. Ayan, sila po yung pinaka-common cause ng ARDS. Ano po? But then again, we will have to identify if the patient have heart failure. Kasi nga, di ba, i-exclude natin or i-rule out natin yung presence ng cardiogenic pulmonary edema. Ano po? Because the patient can have ARDS and cardiogenic pulmonary edema at the same time. Ano po? So, kailangan natin ng masusi na health assessment. Then next, we will be having the chest x-ray. Chest x-ray. Ayan. So, makikita natin sa chest x-ray ang rapid progression of consolidation and deterioration of lungs. Ano po? Rapid progression of consolidation and deterioration of lungs. Ayan. Kung mapapansin nyo, kami nakita namin ito sa sa COVID cases na sa day 1, kung makikita mo yung mga opacities niya sa lungs, kaunti pa lang, dots pa lang siya. Sa day 2, repeat x-ray, madami na. Sa day 3, halos kalahati na ng lungs niya. Ano po? And then day 4, hindi na kami nag-day 4 kasi patay na yung pasyente. Ganun kabilis yung deterioration ng mga pasyente namin during that time. So, next, aside from chest x-ray, we will be having CT scan. Yan. Sa CT scan, ano po, hindi siya typical ang ginagamit for diagnosis, but it is being done, ano po, to differentiate or to rule out other issues. Ano po? So, we want to make sure that the infiltrates are pulmonic. Ano po, kasi kapag may other issues, maybe it's not, it's, the issue is not pulmonary. At malalaman natin yun through CT scan. Ano po? And at the same time, it also helps identify heart failure and cardiogenic pulmonary edema. Ano po? Sa CT scan yun. How about ultrasound? Ultrasound? Ginagawa ba natin ito? Yes, of course. Because the ultrasound identifies signs of ARDS. Identify signs of ARDS. Ano po? Then, it also evaluates heart failure and cardiogenic pulmonary edema. So, what kind of ultrasound is that? This is 2D echo. Ayan, 2D echo. How about bronchoscopy? Ayan, bronchoscopy. Then, the doctor might also be ordering labs. So, ano yung mga labs? Of course, nandyan si ABG. Ayan, ABG, lactic acid. Then, yung mga infectious workups mo, yung mga blood cultures, etc., ganyan. So, infectious workups. Ayan. So, actually, all of these laboratories, they won't diagnose. Ano po? They won't diagnose ARDS, but they will be very helpful in identifying the cause of ARDS. Ano po? Mamaya na yan. We also have to, ano yan, we also have to be wary, ano po, or be cautious. Kasi meron tayong tinatawag na pseudo-arts. Mag-read naman nga ako para maiba naman. Meron tayong tinatawag na pseudo-arts. Ayan, or fake arts. This is because of atelectasis or lung collapse. Ayan. So, paano mo nalalaman na pseudo-ARDS lang yun? Ano po? Because pseudo-ARDS gradually improve once adequate airway pressure is applied. Kasi nga, di ba, it is only because of atelectasis or lung collapse. So, kapag nagkaroon ng airway pressure, ano po, pag nagkaroon ng airway pressure, the airway passage, the passageway now or the alveoli will open again. Ano po? Sulat ko nga para hindi niyo makalimutan. It gradually improves once adequate airway pressure is applied. So, kapag nagawa na ito with adequate airway pressure is applied, it will result to increase oxygenation and the PF ratio of 300 millimeter mercury is achieved, ayan, within 12 to 24 hours. Ayan. So, kapag nangyari yon, ibig sabihin, hindi po acute respiratory syndrome ang nagaganap sa pasyente natin. Atelectasis lang yun. Ano po? Ayan. Mahirap kasi kapag na-misdiagnose natin yung isang pasyente. Ano po? Ayan. So, how about the management? Ano po? Natin ina-manage. Ano po? We have the following treatment goals. First is, of course, to reduce shunt fraction. Kasi nga, di ba meron tayong pulmonary shunting na nagaganap. Ano po? There is perfusion but no ventilation. So, in order to do this, we need to what? We need to decrease the oxygenated blood returning to the left side of the heart. Ayan. So, we will want to increase the rate of gas exchange. Ano po? Then, of course, to increase oxygen delivery. Ayan. We want to treat hypoxia and to decrease oxygen consumption. Ano po? Kasi nga 'di ba, we have limited supply of oxygen. So, we want to what? Gusto nating tipirin 'yon. Ano po? Then, of course, avoid further injury. Saan? Avoid further injury to our lungs, particularly to our alveoli. Ano po? So, and again, of course, we want to treat the underlying cause. Kasi hindi po matitreat ang ARDS not unless we treat the underlying cause why the patient is experiencing ARDS. Ano po? Because without fixing the underlying problem, we won't be able to fix the ARDS. So, what are the strategies? Ano po? Paano natin gagawin yon? How do we reach the goal? Ano po in our management process? First, we will have fluid management. Kasi naaalala nyo, di ba? In the capillary changes and ano yan, and the alveolar changes, there is presence of fluid within the alveoli and in the interstitial space. Ano po? So, of course, we want to remove the excess fluid from the lungs. Diba? So our goal will be what? To reach euvolemia. So, ngayon ma'am, paano kung ang patient kaya siya nagkaroon ng ARDS? Kasi 'di ba kanina na ano natin sa mga causes, naandun yung hypovolemic shock. Ano po? So if the patient is in a state of shock, ano po, they might need fluids initially. Ano po? Oh, pero it is only initially, sa una lang 'yun. Ano po, kapag na-correct na natin yung hypovolemic shock, the goal now will be to have a neutral fluid balance. Neutral fluid balance. So remember, intake and output is highly essential in this strategy. Ano po? Because the intake should be equal to the output of the patient. Ayan. Or maybe siguro it is ideal for slightly higher output. Ano po? Slightly more output. Kasi alam natin that there is excessive fluid in the lungs, 'di ba? So gusto nating alisin 'yun. So, paano natin magagawa 'yun? How do we do that? How do we do that? We might administer or the doctor might order for us to administer diuretics. 'Di ba? You have we have different diuretics. Then, of course, in order for the diuretics to take effect, in order for the excess fluids to be removed from our body, we have to what? We have to check the kidney function. Check the kidney function of the patient. Kasi kung hindi po gumagana ng maayos ang kidneys ng isang pasyente, hindi din po natin mailalabas ang tubig sa katawan niya. O, kasi wala siyang outlet, 'di ba? If in case the patient has diminishing kidney function, hindi gumagana ang kidneys ng isang pasyente, the doctor might order for dialysis. Dialysis. Tapos, in critical cases, in severe cases, meron tayong tinatawag na CRRT. CRRT. What do you mean by CRRT? CRRT is continuous renal replacement therapy. So, this is a specialized form of dialysis that provides continuous 24-hour renal support. So, kapag ang pasyente po, usually sa ICU, ang mga pasyente namin doon, kapag grabe po yung yung fluids nila na kailangang tanggalin, ito ang ini-order ng doktor, continuous 24-hour dialysis. Ayan. So, ihanda mo ang self mo kasi buong magdamag or buong shift mo, tapos sa susunod na shift pa, ang dialysis ng pasyente. So, next, So, that is for the fluid management. So, next strategy will be for the steroids. How about the steroids? Remember that some underlying causes respond to what? Might respond well or the others might not. Kapag inflammatory ang case ng pasyente mo, of course, it will respond well with steroids. But if it's non-inflammatory, then of course, it won't respond. Ano po? Ayan. So, If the known cause is not responsive, then there is no benefit. Oo. Kung sa first day pa lang, those first few doses ng steroids, hindi nag-respond or hindi po ano yan, hindi nag-improve yung ARDS ng pasyente, then isa-adjust na natin sa doktor kasi wala namang benefit. Yeah. Then, of course, you have your ventilatory support. Ayan. If the ARDS is mild, ayan, in the ventilatory support, ayan, depende kasi yan sa type ng ARDS. Ano po, kung mild ARDS, ayan, oo, pwedeng ang gagamitin lang natin is high flow nasal cannula. Ayan. This is best, with patients na may sputum. Bakit? Nasal cannula lang siya. The patient can easily expectorate. May lalabas niya kasi nasal cannula lang siya. So, however, if the patient is deteriorating and not hemodynamically stable, ibig sabihin meron na siyang moderate or severe ARDS. Aside from dito pala, sa mild ARDS, pwede pa silang gumamit ng CPAP. CPAP or BiPAP. Ayan. Oo. Kapag moderate or severe ARDS, usually we will be needing to intubate. Ayan. Intubate and connect them to the mechanical ventilator. Mechanical ventilate. So remember that it is more beneficial to intubate and put the patient on mechanical ventilator earlier than later. Para ma-manage natin properly yung yung mga clinical manifestations ng ARDS. Ayan. So remember that if ever the patient will be on ventilatory support or mechanical ventilator, you have to remember to keep the last strategy, the lung protective mechanical ventilator or mechanical ventilation. So, paano mo gagawin yun? The goal here will be to properly oxygenate and ventilate with low risk of of lung damage. Properly oxygenate and ventilate with low risk of lung damage. Ayan. So, ma'am, paano natin gagawin yun? First is, we will be applying lung protective volumes. Lung protective volumes. Ayan. So, sa lung protective volumes, syempre, we will be applying low tidal volume. Low tidal volume and of course, low pressure. The pressure should only be enough to keep the airway open, but not high enough to cause damage to the tissues of the lungs. Ayan. So, ano yung goal natin in the tidal volume? The goal here, goal tidal volume will be 6 ml per kilograms of your ideal body weight. Hindi yours. Your patient's ideal body weight. Ayan. So 6 ml per kilogram of ideal body weight. Ayan. So, actually, ang optimal po is 4 to 8 ml per kg. Ayan. Pero para standardized tayo, we will be following the 6 ml per kilogram ideal body weight. So, next is what? Next, or number 2, we have the PEEP. PEP, or positive and expiratory pressure. Positive and expiratory pressure. Ayan. So, ang goal naman natin dito is to achieve high PEEP. Ayan. So, kasi kapag high ang PEEP natin, it means that there is also high mean airway pressure. Ayan. So, it will split the airway and keep the alveoli open. Ano po? And since there is positive and expiratory pressure, ano po, it will continuously prevent the collapse and the recruitment of your alveoli. Ano po? So, ang kailangan nating ma-achieve dito is SpO2 of more than 88%. Ayan. Bakit? Kasi po, kapag nag-set tayo ng mechanical ventilator, kapag masyadong mataas, very high levels of FiO2, or fraction of inspired oxygen, FiO2, it can cause damage to the lungs. Ano po? Kaya dapat tama lang. Ano po? So, I think that's it for the ARDS. Ano po? Tapos na tayo sa management. Next topic will be your pleural effusion. Ayan. Pero, since, ayaw kong overload kayo, so, siguro bukas naman, or bukas ko naman, i-upload ang pleural effusion. Okay? So, thank you so much, everyone. Have a good day. Bye-bye.